It was the barn, and the shed, and the windmill, my hands, the crack Arlie made in the axe handle. Oh, let me stay here, humbly forgotten, to rejoice in it all. Let the sun casually rise and set. If I have not found the right place, teach me. For somewhere inside, the clods are vaulted mansions. Lines through the barn sing for the saints forever. The shed and windmill rear so glorious, the sun shudders like a gong. Now I know why people worship, carry around magic emblems, wake up talking dreams they teach to their children. The world speaks. The world speaks everything to us. It is our only friend. Now, having had the good luck over the years to drive in the countryside around Rochester in all directions, in little rental cars or cars friends would give me, to Brockport, to Buffalo, here, there, different places, I know how beautiful your land is around here. It's really one of the most beautiful regions I've ever witnessed in the United States. And I've always carried it with me after just being out there on the roads, not really knowing where I was, but loving it. So thank you for coming here tonight to support BOA, to support poetry, to support a little girl named Jenna, who's bigger than I'll ever be and very brave. And does anyone have a question? Peter said he would help with the questions. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Does anyone have any kind of question? I can't say for sure that I will be able to answer it, but I really appreciate your leaving your television sets tonight with so much breaking news. It's hard even to leave the house for an hour these days. So, it was very nice of you too. Any kind of, or you can throw out an answer. If you don't have any questions, just throw out an answer. You look wise and beautiful. I know you have some answers. By the way, this coming week is a big night in San Antonio. We honor distinguished people in all fields. And the poet we're honoring, I get to do the introduction for him, so I'm thinking about him a lot. I moved to San Antonio from Rochester. Jim LaVilla Haviland, many years ago. Jim is one of my best friends, the head of my writing group that I'm in, and he will be honored on stage at our biggest auditorium this week for all he does. These days he works with elders in detention centers, with community at large. He's an incredible, he and his wife Lucia are two of everybody's favorite people. So thank you, Rochester, for sharing your treasured people with us. And he thinks of this part of the country with such love. Yes?
So I have been in the town that Jenna lives.
Yes. Nebisala. Yes.
And I've been there not on a Friday, but I'm wondering if you have been there when they have their Friday march and witness.
I have not. My grandmother's village was Sinjil, which is a little farther up the road between Ramallah and Nablus, and so I've been to many Palestinian places, but I don't think I've particularly been to her village. Yeah. Could you say something about what you witnessed there, though, on the Friday?
Well, as I said, my delegation was not there on a Friday.
Yeah.
But we walked into the field and up to the fence.
Yes.
And we picked up the gas canisters that had been, and in looking at them, they're made in the USA.
Yes, they are.
So it was just one more very powerful reminder of our complicity in that, what some people call conflict.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. And I have also picked them up. I used to pick them up with my grandmother in the cemetery. I used to be tear gassed with my grandmother while sitting in her living room eating dinner. We would be tear gassed. It was very common for them to be tear gassed after doing nothing but having dinner and being together. And I would be so angry afterwards, and my grandmother would always tell me to calm down and that she would say they wouldn't do this to us if they knew our stories. And I guess my sorrow as I've gotten older is I really do believe people know each other's stories. And if they don't, why aren't they just asking more questions? I mean, you don't just go out and tear gas people whose stories you don't know unless you're at the Texas border and putting people in cages. Maybe then you do. But it's such a disaster what we allow ourselves to do in the name of whatever we call it. And yes, the weapons being from the United States should give all of us pause as we prepare our tax returns. Thank you for bringing that up. I've also been present when my own little cousins, or children of my cousins, were battered and bruised and bleeding from guns. And when, come staggering in after school to the house and we say, what happened? What's going on? And they would say, they said, I knew someone who threw a stone at a tank, and I don't know him at all. I was in school. I don't know him. And I thought, but still, it's a rumor. And this child is treated this way. I always have thought, and my father did used to think, if Americans knew what really went on there, they would not be able to put up with it. I mean, it would be beyond. And yet, have we put up with the cages in Texas? Yeah. A lot of people have. Yes.
Hi, my name's Iman. I'm Palestinian as well. And I want to
Kathleen.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I think I just want to push back a little bit on the fact that I don't necessarily even believe that if people knew our stories, it would actually change the way that we've narrated this conflict
Right.
from a Western perspective.
Oh, I agree.
No matter what happens, and
Yeah.
no matter what we share, no matter what burdens our own families have been faced with,
Right.
it has not mattered. And
Yes.
so when we ask for people to stand in solidarity with those of us who identify as Palestinian, it is as if we are begging them to look
Yes.
at us as Palestinians.
And-
so it becomes overburdening to the point that
Yes.
I'm not really sure at this point if the stories that we share are actually enough to influence anyone.
Right.
If they haven't already been, paved into this conversation in the first place.
Right.
And so we lose
And
so
twisted.
much, right, and especially because as we see the war crimes that continuously happen by the state of Israel, that the Western side has continuously allowed to happen.
Right.
We see initiatives popping up from even the state of New York that actually allow the technologies and the devices of surveillance and weaponry to be brought into the state of New York through new policies that we could begin to use in our own law enforcement. And so we're allowing these sorts of initiatives to be developed in our own state. And they're happening, they're creeping in, and we're not really aware of what damages are actually going to cause us too. And so our people are dying over there, but they're also dying here. And so I just ask, how can we really, really shift this conversation in a way? And I thank you for doing it through poetry, because I think using the arts, using music, using whatever it is that we can as a form of expression around this conversation is so important. But I will say it is a burden for those of us, again, who are Palestinian, and I'm sure you experience
It is a huge burden. And we don't have as much of it as the people who are living there. I know. Yes, it is a huge burden. And it is on the conscience of everyone who participates or doesn't care enough to learn more about it, what's really happening. I hope you all could hear her, because I couldn't possibly reiterate the eloquence with which you spoke. Could you hear her?
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for saying that. And, I do meet a lot of people in different places who say they want to speak up more, but they're afraid to. Or they'd like to send money, send care, send something, but they don't know how, they don't know where. And there are so many places, two places I have strongly believed in over the years, the Middle East Children's Alliance out of California and Kinder USA, also out of California, two groups that are very, very devoted to helping the children of the region, because those poor children, they're not making the status quo, they're not getting the weapons, they're not doing anything wrong, and that's why I urge you, if you haven't, to see the Deborah Sugarman movies, or all these other movies that have come out in recent years that really depict what's happened. And there's a movie about Jana, too, called Radiance of Resistance. I think it's 6 minutes long. And it was a finalist for an Academy Award a few years ago, made by two men in Oregon, both named Jesse. And that's all I know, but you can see it online, you can see the whole 6 minutes. I urge you just to look at it and get a sense of it. Because you see the village on Friday, and then you see a little bit of the burden that all these children have been carrying. Yeah.
Actually, there is a film festival coming up called Witness Palestine Film Festival at the Little Theater.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
Witness Palestine Film Festival. Please urge anyone who doesn't know about what's going on or is curious to know more to go to the film festival. That's so great. Yeah, there are more film festivals all over the place. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Could you please name a few other poets who you think would help lift, poets you admire from now or from other times or any places that you think could help lift us all as a people at this time?
Lift us all as a people. Well, so many. I mean, I do find myself, because we're so disappointed in government, needing to be like outside, just staring at trees and walking outside and being outside as much as possible. So I would say Jane Hirshfield is very important. I love her so much. Of course, Mary Oliver, who died this year, is a poet who's always like a beacon of clarity. I love the poems of Edward Hirsch, who is the president of the Guggenheim Foundation for many years, a brilliant expert on world poetry at large, especially Eastern European poetry, himself Jewish, but he has such a capacity for writing out of and understanding and explaining and describing so many traditions. And Eddie's own poems are some of my favorites. W.S. Merwin, who died this year, one of my very favorite poets. I could not live